but you ruffled some feathers.
Since IDubbbz thought he was an expert of the Middle East, a lot of people have been asking him, why don't you just go over there since you want to be Hasan Jr. so much? And it seems like that has upset him.
You should go to China like Hasan. Yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to going to China. Nor am I opposed to going to many places. Like, all these fucking losers are always like, you love the Middle East so much, why don't you go there? I bet you're afraid. But yeah, we want to. But like many Americans and Canadians for that matter, we do have, lives outside of, just doing things to disprove other people or whatever.
Why are you talking like that? That just sounds so odd. Sound higher than me. I don't know for sure. Just educated guess. Yeah, he want to be Hasan so bad, bro. I got news for you. Okay, IDubbbz? Being like Hasan ain't gonna make your husband like you. She don't like you. It's just the truth. Move on. In fact, I think some of your older fans might respect you more if you just, manned up.
What's the hype with China? Well, they're just, the theory is that they have a lot more socialist programs that allow for a much more peaceful existence rather than scraping by day to day.
Yeah, I think it's time to wrap it up, bro. I think it's time to wrap it up. Get you a job application going. Start some filling that out. And I don't care what your husband say. This isn't for you. Streaming, doing videos. And the fact that he seemed so intelligent back in the day when he was doing those video essays. Boy, was we wrong. Like, fam, the power of editing. Oh, man. Could you imagine what some of the recording had to be? Yo, some of the unedited, that uncut blooper reel had to be nasty work. But whatever, I guess some people were down with that, right? Like Hasan. Ugh. Asmongold, though, he might not be, or is he? He spoke on it and gave an opinion that a lot of people might be disagreeing with.
Into a little bit of parasocial behavior, okay? And I apologize, I very rarely do this, but we're going to do it because he loves to talk. And I think this is very annoying. And I want to talk about this, all right? I was talking about this with somebody else, and now I'm going to talk about it. So I think that IDubbbz is actually very much like me. IDubbbz is extremely like I am. I've met Ian. I've talked to Ian. I've seen his content over the years. Ian is an asshole, but he's also a very passive, live and let live, kind of easygoing guy. He's a very easy, relaxed guy to get along with. This isn't a guy to get stressed out, to get angry. Like, he might get anxious, maybe something like that, but he's not a confrontational, aggressive, hostile person. He's just not. He's not that kind of guy. And so his girlfriend, though, I think absolutely is. And I think that dissonance and that friction between those two personalities, because I can guarantee you that whenever there's a conflict, she's the one getting mad and he's the one saying, like, bro, like, stop. I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to deal with this, right?
Nah, fam. Nah. What is Asmongold talking about? IDubbbz is a grown-ass man. Yes, his husband, Anissa, is trash. We can't lie about that. Yeah. He's following her leadership and just going downhill, of course, right? It's pretty bad. But at one point, is he going to be a man? At what point is he going to take accountability? It's similar to the Will Smith and Jada Pinkett like situation. Man, yeah, she evil. But if you're just going to keep going along with it, you evil too. You can't just say like, oh, I don't want to take the blame. It's all their fault. I would have never. No. Fam, you grown. You developed empathy. What are we talking about? Oh, well, she is her fault. And she could have manipulated all of that. At what point does IDubbbz takes responsibility or accountability? Something. And as far as Asmongold comparing himself to IDubbbz, what are you talking? Fam, you not like him. You ain't never sat in a corner while your wife was over there. Maybe we shouldn't. Let's not speak on that. We ain't gonna speak on that.
And he's the one saying, like, bro, like, stop. I don't want to deal with this. Right? And so that's, I think, kind of what happened. is that you do that for long enough and you get into a position where you're basically, mentally held hostage by this. It fucks up their mental state. And if you've ever been in a relationship with a really domineering, aggressive, hostile person like Anissa seems to be, you would know how much that kind of puts your entire mind into like a brain fog, because it's just so stressful and unsettling and destabilizing and unbalancing that like you can't even really think, right? It's like, what the fuck is going? Yeah, you're in survival mode. Exactly. You're constantly in fight or flight around this person. And you also like them, but there's this element of them that's like extremely mercurial, aggressive, and seemingly so in a random way. That to me sucks the life force out of a person so fast it is insane. So I think that's generally what's going on. So yeah, and I know this sounds crazy. Like I wanted to go out. I wanted to let out the parasocial demons. Let everybody know what I think.
Nah, son. You're talking about some fight or flight. Choose flight. Get up out of there. If it's putting you in fight or flight, then yes, I think IDubbbz should choose the option of flight and leave. Can he not tell that she doesn't respect him? That I guess you could say that she enjoys putting him down and making him seem less than? Yeah, I do think his whole insecurity problem could be one of the main reasons for this. And he might have to do some kind of like, I don't know, soul searching, mental health work, go on that type of journey, fix himself before he could fix his life, because she is not helping him. You know what else can help too? If he got a job, if he just get his ass up, go fill out an application. I'm just saying, he keep playing, and Anissa gonna leave him for somebody else that's not masculine. It's more than likely the option, because IDubbbz is definitely not doing anything to better his situation. You know what he doing? Calling out Ethan Klein and H3H3 for texting him, a friend texting him while he was concerned. I don't understand what's the issue here, but whatever.
Yeah. Texted us the other
day. Dude, he texts us all the time, man.
All the time.
It's
and we
so
never
annoying.
Respond. You should see Ian's phone. Well, it's a group text.
Yeah.
It's like maybe 12 unhinged texts in a row.
Yeah.
The most recent one was, it makes it easier to ignore him because you can tell he's in
great pain. Yeah. Yeah. Honestly.
It was discovered that IDubbbz and his husband Anissa was lying like they breathe, bro. Because H3H3, well, I should say Ethan Klein, put out all the text messages and showed. And he was not wrong. I don't see what's the issue. Y'all were friends. He was upset with something you did. He tried to speak to you about it. It was a conversation. He wasn't just trying to harass you. Like, why would IDubbbz try to make it seem that way? He's crazy, bro. Or just purposely disingenuous. Just nasty and demonic with his energy, right? I don't rock with people like IDubbbz. And apparently a lot of people feel the same way. And he got some backlash for it. And here's what he had to say.
Okay, so, man, quite a bit has happened since yesterday, guys. Quite a bit. Some of it will remain untalked about, at least by me. I'll only talk about it in the most cryptic of ways. But you ruffled some feathers? Some feathers have been ruffled. That is to be sure. To be sure. Okay, give me the mic then.
That laugh was nasty. That was a nasty ass laugh. Is he trying to copy Hasan? I do think that this dude IDubbbz is a Hasan Piker Jr. I think he's Hasan Piker wannabe. He want to grift just like his daddy. That's actually what Anissa told him to call Hasan. It's crazy. He's like, watch who you speaking to when your step pops come into the room, nigga. That's what she told him. But instead of him trying to, just man up, he rather beef with his chat.
Okay, let's see what's going on here. This guy is just going ape shit. I don't know what's going on here. They originally say, are you going to even go back to making content, or is this the end road, watching YouTube on stream forever? I've been making videos. I mean, if you don't want to watch them, you don't have to watch them.
Also, like
little brother.
what's wrong with this being the end road anyways?
Yeah. It's also
None of your freaking business.
It's also none of your business. Also, it's not YouTube. It's Discovery Plus.
Duh, stupid.
If you can't afford a subscription, just say so.
Like, if you're a broke boy, just say so.
There's nothing wrong with commenting and watching stuff. Yeah, we're having fun.
Yeah, that's the type of woman you need in your life. With someone to get your aspirations right here, right? That's where they wanted. They wanted to the bare minimum, right? Not, oh, we could do better. No. Low, off screen. That's how low it is. IDubbbz is lying too. You ain't been making no damn videos. You've been trying to depend on begging for subscriptions and people to like sign up for your page in order for you to make ends meet. And I don't mean just like promoting, I mean begging.
Also, for the record, guys, I am trying to get that 300 sub goal for the month. So if you're right there, if you're on the precipice, let this be a good day. We're in the middle of the month. I have like 13 days to go. We're getting real close. We're over halfway.
We're over halfway. Keep going, guys. We're halfway. Keep supporting me so I don't have to put the fries in the bag. This dude is desperate. Once again, I don't have a problem with people even promoting that they have a memberships or subscriptions. I got memberships on my channel. You want to support? Cool. If not, cool. You're supporting by watching a video, which is something else that I appreciate. You know what I mean? Right? I'm not going to be sitting here every day, all day, begging, saying I got a whole goal. How many members do I have? I don't know. I don't really look at that. I appreciate it, but it's not something that's like my main focus or my end all be all. And it seems like with a lot of streamers, that's the case, including IDubbbz with his nasty self. IDubbbz and his husband Anissa are so despicable. They even spoke on Charlie Kirk. For real? Shoot. Still, I know this is like a ploy that people like Hasan was trying to pull early on. Y'all still trying to use that grift too? Y'all going that low?
I see. No, they said, but 90 Day Fiance and spamming Charlie Kirk is peak empathy. No, I'll let you in on a little secret. People don't have room for empathy all the time. Mm-hmm. Charlie Kirk is one of those guys I don't have very much empathy for. Mm-hmm. That's how it works. By having it doesn't mean that you distribute it freely all the time.
I'm not giving away the empathy milk for free.
Yeah. Sorry, Donald Trump doesn't get as much empathy as my wife. That's just kind of how it goes.
That's true. I
don't know. Maybe you need to figure that out.
My empathy, I'm choosing to feel empathy for the people that Charlie Kirk affected more than...
Actually, Charlie Kirk fucking hated empathy. He thought it was like a weakness, an evolutionary disadvantage.
Quality. Yeah, Charlie Kirk will not suckle on my bountiful empathy teat, okay? Sorry.
You need to shut her freaky ass up. Like, what are you talking about? Why would you even bring that into it? You keep trying to get people to support your other channel. Anyway, I digress on that. But that's not how empathy works, by the way. That's just not how it goes. If you have empathy, then that means that you have the ability to feel how other people feel, right? To be able to understand what they're going through, bro. And if you have that ability, unless it's an extreme ass case, right? That the person did something that's beyond repair, like way too low, like on some HE double hockey sticks type of flow. If they on that type of time, then I don't think you should think about those kind of people at all, actually. But in general, just because someone has a different opinion than you, don't mean that you shouldn't be able to have empathy for them, especially when they lost their life because they had a different opinion. Are you serious? You got empathy for the people that was wishing for this bullshit, but you don't have empathy for Charlie Kirk, his family. That's crazy. Yeah, they're pretty sick, if I had to say so, fam. But you know what they do care about and want to worry about? Arguing with fans that call them boring. You arguing over the truth?
Just asking if there's a plan going forward to create content again, or is it just watching YouTube forever now? That's all. 90 Day Fiance is a waste of his talent. Oh, okay. He's being sweet.
He said you have talent. That's so nice.
I know nothing about the guy outside of a high-profile political assassination. Well, if you're going to be talking about him like he deserves a plethora of empathy and respect, then you should read some things about him.
Yeah, I don't know. Read some quotes.
I
even.
don't like. Why are you coming in here like you know what it's all about?
Sounds like he wasn't affecting your life very much.
Yeah.
So it's not your problem.
A lot of people really care about it.
Yeah, as they should, because he sucks.
Anyway, I do agree that I have talents outside of watching 90 Day Fiancé. So thank you for the acknowledging that. But I'm doing that as well. I'm just doing it off stream. My talents are off stream. Okay. Doesn't take too much talent to watch some 90 Day Fiancé. It's more of a chill
Is that
vibe.
a fucking joke?
What?
Oh,
Oh, my talents. No.
How's she just gonna admit that in front of everybody? Like, talent? You ain't touching me. What are you talking about? You know damn well that's not what you talented at. Yikes. You just gonna confront him in front of everybody?
no, I will say though, you're very talented and talented at this as well. I think it's important to watch relationship dynamics and work through them, and also make Charlie Kirk jokes.
Yeah.
When we feel it in our bones. And somebody said,
Also,
he's no Nick Fuentes. Listen, there's enough evil little bitches
To go around.
Okay, Nick Fuentes,
Mhm.
Charlie Kirk, fucking Andrew Tate. Don't act like
There's not enough,
There's not
yeah.
enough evil in the world. Okay,
right. But yeah, it's to me, you're giving the I'm apathetic to all of it. You're saying you guys seem obsessed with him, but all right. Like,
yeah, the apathy thing doesn't work anymore in 2025. I'm sorry.
I mentioned him once this stream, and to be honest, it was an indication that I've seen some of his content.
Evil people in this world. Yeah, and I was looking at two of them. I was looking at Thing 1, Thing 2, Dumb and Dumberer, just sitting there right in front of me. Behold, Anissa and her wife, IDubbbz. Now, speaking of just nasty streamers, Hasan Piker got called out by Asmongold, more so on him speaking on why Hasan hates him.
Why I think a lot of these socialist people hate me? It's because I represent the fact that they're all hypocrites. I have more access to media, more access to income and money and luxury than any of them have. And I don't take advantage of it. I pay my taxes. It's not a problem. My editors, my mods, tons of other people get paid. It's not an issue. The reason why the socialists hate me is because I represent the fact that they're LARPing. The life that the problem is that I live the life that they say everybody should live. I'm a rich person that doesn't live like a rich person. I pay my fair share and some more in taxes. I donate tons of money to charity, and I do it every year, and I never complain about it or I don't talk about it. It is what it is. So you're what they want. Yeah, exactly. These people want to be me. And you might say, oh, no, they don't, because, your house is dirty. At the end of the day, I can clean my house, but they can't clean their integrity.
That was a bar. That was a bar. He's spitting. Usually when Asmon go in like this, I call him Asmon Black. That's Asmon Black right there. He going dark mode.
I have integrity, something that very few people have. I'm the fantasy that everybody wants to have, or that everybody wants somebody else to have, but they don't want to have themselves. Almost all of these other people that try to LARP as being these like super progressive people, they don't actually live according to any of their standards at all. Like you don't, like, again, like I'm not saying you shouldn't have a house if you're a socialist, but like you don't need to have like luxury cars, luxury brands, a $3 million house. Like you don't need to have this much stuff. Like you're living a life of luxury. Like you don't need, I'm not saying you have to be poor, right? You don't have to live like I do even. But like when you dressing up with Gucci and shit like that, like that's something you don't need to do. And I live the integrity every day of every week, of every month, of every year. I don't need luxury. I don't need fancy things. I don't need accolades. I don't need privilege. I just need you guys. I need a camera. I need my room. I need my Chipotle and some beef jerky. And I'm happy.
Yep, Asmon is everything that they wish that they could be, or everything that they're pretending to be, especially when you add the aspect of him being genuinely happy. Yeah, a lot of those fake streamers are going to be 100% upset at that. Losers, bro. Straight losers.